Hey everyone, Frank Menard here from the Menard Team Coaching. Hey, last week I made a special announcement to let you all know that I have affiliated myself with the Napoleon Hill Institute, and I am on my journey to become a certified coach, speaker, and trainer with that organization. Napoleon Hill's mission is to impact the lives of 8 million people over the next several months, several years, with the message of Napoleon Hill as stated in his book, Think and Grow Rich. So the 13 foundational principles to think and grow rich. Today, we had a live video conference with a gentleman you may have all heard of, Dr. Joe Vitale. That's right, Joe Vitale, who was in the movie The Secret many years ago. Now, Joe's story and how he got to be in that movie is kind of interesting. You see, Joe had written a pamphlet, he calls it. It wasn't a book, it was just a pamphlet to help his sister get out of a situation that she was dealing with. And so he wrote the pamphlet. It was for her. It wasn't going to be published. It wasn't supposed to be read by anyone else. But somewhere along the line, Joe kind of bumped into Bob Proctor at a live event. I think they may have been doing a live event together. And Bob announced to the audience, because Joe had given him a copy of this pamphlet, he announced to the audience of over 1,000 people that everybody in the audience was going to get a copy of this book. And so the book was actually entitled Spiritual Marketing, and everybody seemed to want it. So Joe was forced, by no choice of his own, to publish the book. When he brought it to the publishers, they said, we need to change that name because, people are going to think it's got to do with religion, or maybe it's a guide for ministers, for marketing materials for the church. And so we went back to his mastermind group and they talked about it and they came up with a title called The Attractor Factor. So the Attractor Factor is 5 steps. And Joe shared those 5 steps with the Napoleon Hill audience, which are mostly coaches and people who are in the mentorship program, today on that live video. I took some notes and I put aside whatever message I had planned to present today to present this to you. So here's the message. The Attractor Factor, 5 steps to get what you want. Now, see, here's the challenge. I, as a coach, ask my clients all the time, what do you want? And we all have the same reaction. We don't know. It's almost like an overwhelming effort to try to figure out what it is that we want. So Joe flipped it. And what he said was, don't worry about what you want. Tell me what you don't want. That was step number 1. Identify what it is that you don't want. Now, once you've done that, you go to step number 2, which is actually just flipping it. Okay, you already told me what you don't want. What do you want? If you don't want that, describe to me what you don't want or what you do want. Right? So step number 1, identify what you don't want. Step number 2, flip it. Now tell me what you do want. Step number 3, get clear. Now what Joe means by that, if you've set any type of goal and decided that you were committed to go achieve it, you'll remember that automatically there's these little devils sitting on your shoulder, chattering away, telling you all the reasons why you can't possibly achieve your goal. That's your subconscious mind doing its job. See, it's trying to protect you from harm. Whenever you set a new goal, something that you haven't done before, it thinks you're in danger. So it automatically starts throwing out these messages to you that are all predominantly negative to the fact that you cannot accomplish the goal that you just set. Joe says, get clear of all that. Push all those things out of your mind and just focus on the fact that you can accomplish it. All right, so get clear. Number 4, Nevilleise it. Nevilleise it. Neville Goddard apparently is another author back in the day, many, many years ago, decades ago, who studied the mind. And what Neville said was that it was really important not only to visualize what it is that you want or visualize already achieving what you want, but he's saying visualize it as if it already happened. So we say in the business, visualize from the as if position. Visualize it as if it already happened. So you've already achieved it. You're just waiting to go pick it up. All right. So the 4th step is called Nevilleise it. Visualize it as if it's already achieved. And finally, step number 5, take action. Well, that's no earth-shattering message. We obviously have to take action. You can't get anything just because you had a purpose and you figured out a plan. You have to act on that plan. But Joe says, take inspired action. So take action before you feel like you're ready. Even if you don't think the plan is perfect, take that action. And then he suggests, detach yourself from the result. So take action and then detach yourself from the result. So don't focus on the end, the result. Focus on the effort, the daily action steps that you're taking, right? So take action, inspired, gut reaction. Do what you think is right at the moment. Do it. And then detach yourself from the result. Don't focus on the big picture. Focus on the daily steps as you move forward. This is a pretty clear message. I think it simplifies answering the question, what do you want? It helps us kind of get a better or different perspective of that question and how we should address it. Last week, I talked about the announcement for Napoleon Hill and my journey. This week, I want to share with you that in the book, Think and Go Rich, which, by the way, now Joe Vitale is the president of the Napoleon Hill Institute, just announced this past week. This was his first live message to us. I can only imagine what other huge messages are going to come to us from a gentleman who has been in the business of helping people achieve for decades, 7 decades. He's 70 years old. The book, Napoleon Hill, is 13 principles. I've put together a free webinar, which I'm going to announce when we're going to put it out there. I'll send you all a message. A free webinar on the 4 foundational principles that Hill called the Big Four. We've talked about it in previous messages. Definiteness of purpose, the mastermind, going the extra mile, and applied faith. Those are the Big Four. Now, in the videos that I prepared previously, you got a short 7 or 8 minute capsulization of that. We're going to do a 1-hour webinar. It's going to be free to anyone who wants to join me to dig a little bit deeper into those 4 foundational principles and how you can implement them in your lives. So look, if you like this message, please feel free to share it. Give me a like, and please subscribe. I really enjoy bringing these messages to you. I hope you have found value in today's message. Dr. Joe Vitale is now the president of the Napoleon Hill Institute, and their mission is to impact the lives of over 8 million people. And I'm with them on that mission. Thanks so much, guys. I hope you have a great day. Bye now.